Since dropping over 40 pounds with a flexible diet, I've learned a few things about myself. Number one, this girl likes to eat. And number two, I have zero idea how I stuck to a 1200 calorie diet for decades because these days I struggle to get below 2000 calories. Mostly because I hate feeling hungry. I hate it when my stomach growls. I hate it when all I can think about is food. And I hate having zero energy to do the things I love. Which, being a mom of two boys, these days the thing I love include decluttering my house, vacuuming the floors, and washing dishes. Mostly because I'm forced to love them. But whenever I cut calories too low, I have zero energy to do any of these things. And then my house starts to look like this. And then my mind starts to go like this. And then everything becomes a big cluttered mess. So basically, I need a tidy home, which means I have to have the energy to get done, even while trying to lose weight. Because ain't no way I'm relying on this or this to help me. After recently updating my macros, I learned that it's best to eat somewhere in the range of 1900 calories per day for steady fat loss. But since this girl also loves a bacon cheeseburger on the weekend, I tend to cycle calories whenever I'm in a fat loss phase, which means some days I eat more while other days I aim to eat less in order to average around 1900 calories per day. But whether it's a low calorie day or a high one, it's still important to aim for my goal weight in grams of protein every day. For me, that falls right around 150 grams of protein per day. The most important reasons you should aim to eat your goal weight in protein each day include protein is the most satiating macro, and feeling fuller longer makes it way easier to stick to your calorie budget while dieting. Protein has the highest thermic effect of food, so whenever you eat more protein, your body uses more energy to break it down, making it easier to get into a calorie deficit. And protein is absolutely necessary to build and maintain lean muscle while dieting. This one is the most important, especially if you actually want to maintain what you lose this time around. So let's talk about how I get at least 150 grams of protein with only 1500 calories. That way you can see just how easy it is to eat 150 grams of protein a day on a flexible diet that you'll actually enjoy. On days I eat lower calories, I start my morning with what I call a protein boost. Now, a protein boost sounds fancy, but it just means eating meat. While some people follow carnivore all day, every day for weight loss, my hormones would never allow something so extreme. But a carnivore morning, in order to keep hunger low early in the day, that I can do. So whether I roll up a few ounces of lunch meat, or I grab some chicken that I meal prepped, and yes, sometimes I just eat it straight from the fridge, or I enjoy last night's leftover steak, that's all I eat for breakfast on my lower calorie days, just meat. Today I'm heating up 3 ounces of last night's leftover steak. And it's really important to eat this the next day because I need to get to it before my husband does. With only 178 calories and 28 grams of protein, my hunger stays under control for at least a few hours. To make sure my hunger stays low all morning, I usually also have a low-calorie coffee shake because caffeine is a great appetite suppressant. Since dairy is not my friend, I add in 4 ounces of unsweetened coconut milk, 1 to 2 ounces of coffee chameleon cold brew, 2 ounces of water, and a few drops of liquid stevia, plus a handful of ice. Then I blend and enjoy, which brings me to 198 calories with 28 grams of protein. Once I'm ready for lunch, I keep it simple with a sandwich or a wrap. Today I'm in the mood for a sandwich, so let's go with turkey and cheese on wheat. My favorite bread is Dave's Killer Bread, which is thinly sliced, so the calories come in at 70 calories per slice, and when you have 2 of them, you get 4 grams of fiber. For easy protein, my fridge is always stocked with various boar's head lunch meat. To keep protein high, let's add 5 ounces of honey maple turkey to the sandwich. Except I usually take around 2 ounces off and eat that first. And my reasoning for this is that starting your meal with protein helps blunt hunger signals. Even if it's just a small blunting, I am all about blunting hunger. So I eat the turkey a few minutes before eating my sandwich. Usually I'll just snack on it while I'm making the rest of my lunch. I like to add a little bit of cheese to my sandwich, but since cheese calories can add up, I add just enough to get a taste, but cut the calories in half by only using half an ounce. Also, I know I just declared dairy and I to be enemies like 30 seconds ago, which is still true, but here I am eating cheese. Whenever I overdo conventional dairy, I do find myself constantly blowing my nose. And if I take it too far, I will end up with a full-on sinus infection. But since cheese is also filling and delicious, I found an alternative that works for me, which is using raw dairy products like this raw cheddar whenever I can. I get all of the dairy deliciousness with none of the crappy side effects. But I also understand that raw dairy is somewhat controversial, and it's even illegal in 21 states. So this is not me telling you to do something that is illegal where you live. This is something that works for me, and it is perfectly legal in Arizona. Thank you. If you like some other kind of cheese, then just use that. Otherwise, you can just skip the cheese. I also load my sandwich up with veggies since they're loaded with micronutrients that your body needs, which also helps keep hunger under control. And even though mayo is always tasty on a sandwich, it packs on about 100 calories per serving. So instead of using an ounce of mayo, let's just stick with half an ounce of Dijon mustard. Another great way to add even more filling protein to my lunch is with a high protein Greek yogurt. This 000 vanilla is my favorite with around 15 grams of protein and only 100 calories. Since I can only have this deliciousness every once in a while, there are a lot of days that I'll skip it and have a bag of huevos with lunch instead. Since just the sandwich has 45 grams of protein, if you prefer something like a side of fruit, like maybe a cup of blueberries, that is a great option. Berries are filled with fiber and other micronutrients that can help you stay fuller longer, plus they have antioxidants and other good stuff that are great for overall health. Either way, I keep lunch simple. Today's lunch has a whopping 61 grams of protein and only 509 calories, which brings my daily total so far to 708 calories with 89 grams of protein. That lunch typically holds me over for another 3 to 4 hours, and that's when I'm ready for a high protein snack like this cute homemade charcuterie board. Even though I didn't dare touch an apple the entire time I followed keto, but the blood sugar spike, what about the blood sugar spike? Doesn't anyone think about the blood sugar spike? I found that apples actually help keep me feeling pretty full. Mostly because they're real food with plenty of nutrients that your body actually can use, but also because they have some fiber that helps you stay fuller longer. So this year, apples are in. But only when I eat some protein first in order to balance the blood sugar spike. See, I do think about blood sugar. And that's where this charcuterie board comes in handy. A 7-ounce apple, a few rolled up chicken or turkey slices, plus half an ounce of cheese puts this snack at 213 calories with 17 grams of protein, bringing us up to 921 calories with 106 grams of protein. So if you're someone who likes to rotate snacks, then a few of my other favorite snacks include having chocolate almond butter with my apple instead of turkey and cheese, eating Greek yogurt as a snack, which you can find several varieties with 15 grams of protein or more. Maybe I'll just grab a few ounces of chicken from the fridge. A few of these high protein donut holes that are 36 calories and 4 grams of protein per donut hole. Or one of my favorites, a bag of huevos with an ounce of cheese, which tastes just like high protein cheese and crackers. Even though I rotate through the same breakfasts, lunches, and snacks most days, dinner is the meal where I'm a little bit more creative. Tonight, I'm enjoying this delicious enchilada skillet. It's an easy meal that takes less than 20 minutes, and it satisfies my Mexican cravings like no other. Plus, I get to eat this entire bowl for less than 600 calories, and it adds another 51 grams of protein to my day, which brings the daily total to 1,520 calories with 157.1 grams of protein. So yes, I did go over a wee bit on calories, but I overachieved on protein. This flexible lifestyle of eating is something that you want to get more results with a high protein diet. You need to check out this video next because I show you how I've made eating nachos a huge part of my fat loss plan. I mean, who eats nachos almost every day and loses weight? This girl. And you can be that girl too.